Tonight, Kennedy out, Filoni in, The Brave and the Bold, and the Speedy Gonzalez movie. Arriba, arriba, andale, andale. All then more on this edition of Multiverse Tonight. Welcome to Multiverse Tonight, your source for geek news. We dissect films, games, comics, and much more, bringing you insightful commentary on pop culture. This is Multiverse Tonight. Now, here's your host, Thomas Town. Well, hello out there, friends and family and other occasional people. My name is Thomas Townley, and this is, of course, Multiverse Tonight, episode 257, recorded 126/26. And, well, I got some good news today. I guess it's kind of good news. I got the okay to go back to work. So next week, or a week from tomorrow, actually, I'll be headed back to Walmart for my day job. The first 2 weeks, thankfully, will be just half days. So, whew, that's a relief. Because it's lost standing on concrete. So I'm gonna, take some time to, gotta rebuild my stamina and everything. But other than that, we had about between 4 and 6 inches of snow here. I know places, east got way worse. So, I suppose that's lucky. It's also very powdery snow, which, ain't good for a snowball, but it's pretty good for if you're trying to shovel. I had the shovel yesterday. It was not that hard. Weighed basically nothing. Well, this will be a short show today. There's not a lot of news yet in the cycle. I won't be covering the Emmys because there was nothing really in the Emmy news to cover. Very little that interests me, and it's basically how I decide what to put in the news. Does it interest me? Anyway, let's go on to the Star Wars news.
Roger, Roger. Roger, Roger.
Star Wars news begins with Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy in an interview with Deadline.com discussed her succession plan, the future of Star Wars, and her views on new technology. Now, Kennedy confirmed that a transition plan is in place to hand over leadership to Dave Filoni for creative direction and Lynwen Brennan for business operations. She dismissed the notion of an Iger-style return, stating her desire to step away and produce a broader range of films. Regarding technology, she expressed excitement about AI's potential for visual storytelling, comparing it to past innovations like Jurassic Park, while stressing the need for responsible exploration and the protection of artists' rights. Kennedy also mentioned the standalone nature of the recent film Starfighter, praised its young star Flynn Gray, and noted her oversight of the upcoming Mandalorian movie. Finally, she reflected on her career, emphasizing her preference for the collaborative process of filmmaking over the executive role. So, again, there's been a lot of ballyhoos. Oh, Kennedy's out. Oh, great. Oh, yeah. Whatever. She did a good job. Like her or hate her, she was a good manager. And I don't think Dave Filoni's going to exactly change things up. Dave Filoni's, been working with Kathleen Kennedy for years, so don't worry about it. Anyway, let's go on to the DC Comics news. And DC Comics news begins with Christina Hodson, known for her work on major intellectual property and action films. She is confirmed to be writing DC Studios' new Batman feature, The Brave and the Bold, according to The Hollywood Reporter. The project centers on Batman and Robin, specifically introducing Damien Wayne as Robin. Damien is portrayed as a murderous teen raised by assassins who is also the previously unknown son of Batman, with Talia al Ghul. The film's development is proceeding with a measured approach, as the studio is not rushing its release. While the exact stage of the writing process is unclear, one source indicates Hodson has been working on the script since at least the fall, and a definitive draft is not expected soon. DC Studios offered no comment on Hodson's involvement. The Brave and the Bold faced previous development challenges. DC heads James Gunn and Peter Safran announced the film upon launching the superhero division in 2023 with Andy Muschietti on board to develop and direct. However, finding a writer and a compelling take on the material proved difficult. Muschietti remains attached, but his ultimate involvement depends on factors like timing and availability, especially given his current high demand following the success of HBO's Welcome to Derry series. Now, the studio is also mindful of Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson's established Batman movie, which is currently in pre production. DC is giving Reeves project ample room and is focusing on ensuring the Brave and the Bold has a distinct enough tone and look to stand apart from whenever it is eventually released. Now, Hodson has a strong reputation among peers and executives for her scripts. She has previous experience in the DC universe, having penned and praised but ultimately unproduced Batman Beyond feature. Her other DC credits, working with Muschietti on The Flash and working the Margot Robbie-led Birds of Prey. Beyond DC, she wrote the 2018 Transformers movie Bumblebee. Hudson's involvement in The Brave and the Bold was first reported by the Insider newsletter. Now, that's all the news we have for that. Let's go on to the geek news. And Geek News begins with Universal Studios saying Friday that its film The Exorcist, billed as a radical redo of the horror movie classic, being written, directed, and produced by Mike Flanagan and starring Scarlett Johansson, will be released on March 12th, 2027. The studio had originally set a Friday the 13th, March 13th, that is, 2026 release date for the new take on the franchise, but had undated it this past June, according to sources. The pick from Blumhouse Atomic Monster and Morgan Creek still takes a prime spring break spot in the 2027 release calendar that Universal had previously pegged for an event film. The only other movie on that date is Sony's animated Buds. Prime Video has set March 18th for the season 4 premiere of Invincible, the streamer announced this past Thursday. It also released the official trailer for the upcoming season of the adult animated series, which sees Mark and Omni-Man reunite and gives us our first look at Lee Pace's fierce Throg. Season 4 will be available exclusively on Prime Video in more than 240 countries and territories worldwide. Warner Brothers is developing an animated feature film centered on the classic Looney Tunes character Speedy Gonzalez, the fastest mouse in all Mexico. Jorge R. Gutierrez has been set to direct the project. Gutierrez hinted at his involvement last month via social media, posting a photo with a Speedy Gonzalez figurine and wearing the character's signature straw hat and red bandana, captioned, "Guess what movie I might be developing at Warner Brothers Pictures Animation," unquote. Plot specifics and a writer are currently undisclosed. Speedy Gonzalez, a popular Looney Tunes personality for decades, made his debut in the 1950s. His 1955 Merry Melody short of the same name won the Oscar for Best Animated Short Film. The character is known for his incredible speed, sharp wit, and charm with the Lady Mice. Most recently, Gabriel Iglesias voiced Speedy in Warner Bros. 2021 feature Space Jam: A New Legacy. Now, Warner Bros. Picture Animation President Bill Damaski expressed excitement about the choice, saying, "Jorge is a singular storyteller whose voice, artistry, and cultural perspective make every project he touches feel both timeless and completely new. We couldn't be more excited to have him reimagining Speedy Gonzalez, one of our most beloved Looney Tune characters, for today's global audience." So, a little bit about Gutierrez's background. He was a talented animator, writer, director, producer, and voice actor. He was Mexican-born, Tijuana raised, and created the Emmy-winning series El Tigre, The Adventures of Manny Riviera, and the Emmy-winning limited series Maya and the Three. for Netflix. His featured directorial work includes 2014's The Book of Life, an animated movie produced by Guillermo del Toro and released by 20th Century Fox. Now, Warner Bros. Has previously attempted a big screen Speedy Gonzalez film over a decade ago with Eugene Derbez, reported as the voice star in 2016. Derbez, however, stated in a 2024 interview that the project was unlikely to proceed, citing concerns from studio brass that the property might be seen as politically incorrect. Derbez countered this long-standing criticism of the character presenting a Mexican stereotype, saying, quote, "The only ones offended are the Americans, but we love Speedy Gonzalez. He's smart. He outsmarts the cats. He's a hero. He gets cheese for his people. He's fast." So Speedy Gonzalez is coming back. Now, can we get Pepe Le Pew back? I've never seen anything wrong with him other than, he's a Lothario, but he never wins. So I don't get the deal there. Maybe that's just 49 and 360 days old me. But it's a cartoon, folks. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this edition of the show. Now, please be sure to check us out on social media. We're at Blue Sky at Multiverse Tom. We're on Threads, Facebook, and Instagram at Multiverse Tonight. And if you've gotten some value out of the show and would like to pay it back, please head on over to multiversetonight.com, where you can find our Patreon and Ko-fi links. Check our show notes, visit our TeePublic store, leave some feedback, and more. And in fact, I have a new review of the first 2 episodes of Star Trek Starfleet Academy. My thoughts, my take on it. So head on over there and read it for yourselves. Now, if this is your first time listening, thank you very much. Thank you and welcome. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and share us with others. Special thanks to Shane Ivers for the intro music and Lobo Loco for the outro theme music. Thanks for watching this edition of Multiverse Tonight. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more sci-fi and comic book news. Now, please exit the universe in an orderly fashion. Good night. Multiverse Tonight is a production of Half Baked Genre Productions. Copyright 2026. All rights reserved.